Hello. Today was one of those Mondays where I got busy doing other things, and then like 7 o'clock come rolling around, and I was like, "Oh crap! I got to get ready for the live stream." So here we are with the live stream. Hey, Bobby Legs. Craig is here. I'll tell you what's up. I kind of forgot today was Monday. That's how messed up and crazy my day has been. Yeah. So I hurried up and made a couple of videos, and I got those uploaded and everything. Those are Dane's here, my troll killer. Thanks, Dane. I really appreciate it. One of these days I'll have to take care of you for doing all that. Nothing a drink can't fix. Craig, I thought that, right? So I'm like, I wonder how much. It's hard to tell in the bottle of Clase Azul. It's hard to tell how much is left in there. So I'm like, well, whatever's left, it's going in the glass. So I popped the cap off it, poured it in a glass, and it was basically like a swallow. So, well, that's all gone now. So now I poured a small glass of Hornito Añejo. So that's the first time trying this one. I've tried the Blanco, the clear, in a mixed drink, but I've never tried the Añejo. So give it a shot. It's way different, but it's very good. It's very smooth. Slicey dicey's here. Let's see. Jordan's gonna have a glass of something when he gets home. For $30 for this bottle, it's this one, Hornitos Añejo, and I don't know. I think it's pretty good. It's I think it's more of what you would think of as a traditional tequila, if that's a thing, versus the only two that I've really been exposed to were from Craig, and that was the Clase Azul and then the Don Julio Añejo on that. And I liked both those and they're totally different taste, but they're both really expensive. So I'm not afraid to spend money on a good bottle, but room temp. Yeah, I drank the whiskey, bourbon, tequila at room temp. Just I think you get the most flavor out of it. No ice or no mix or anything like that. Good tequila is hard to find. I don't know, man. I don't think I can go down that path of trying to find it either. Like I'm pretty good with Luke's drinking the Four Roses. I haven't had a bottle of Four Roses in a long time. I'm probably due for that. So Chris says Patron is where it's at. Todd, I have not tried the Don Julio 1942. I probably end up buying a bottle of that because honestly, there's no Clase Azul anywhere. So Jonathan with the watch question. Let's talk watches. Rob, what are your thoughts on the new SPB 183, the Blue Willard? I think it looks amazing, and I think a ton of people are going to buy the heck out of that. And hopefully somebody will send one in to me to check out. And I'm still kind of on the hunt. I've talked to Mimo. I'm basically going to get the green one. I don't know if it's going to happen this year. I mean, there's still plenty of time left in 2020. So I think my initial plans are for 2020 to probably I don't think I'm going to, I haven't been buying a lot of watches. I have recently, I bought 2 G-Shock. I bought this Bulova, however you want to say it. And I think that's it. So yeah, 2 G-Shocks, the Bulova, and well, I bought a kind of an expensive watch today. We'll talk more about it in a minute, but so hopefully I can pick up the green Willard, I think is what I want to get. No, Dane, I have not. So I know that. So I did get confirmation on the new red G-Shock Square. Everyone, including myself, were basically led to believe that it was going to be a titanium because the first renderings or pictures did say titanium right on the crystal, right? But if you look at it now, and I did get confirmation from John at the watch cage, from his guy. That's who I got confirmation from. It is the red one is going to be a full stainless steel watch, much like this black one, but it's going to be full red. So it's going to be it's going to be less expensive than the titaniums for sure. So, but it should still be limited. So it's nice that G-Shock is going to bounce it around a little bit and have different price points. And Jordan's asking, am I going to get on the new Yamaha Superman on Kickstarter? No. Rob, what do you think of the new SBDC 101? What is the SBDC 101? David, what model is that? I'm not up on my Seiko part numbers. I apologize. Yes, these are both Zelos Mako version 3. I think I put out a video on those already. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, and Dane's wearing the heck out of his Tron, this thing right here. I know there's a couple people that have had these and thought about selling them a couple of times and then bailed on them. I think Bobby Legs is one. He had it and he actually toyed with selling it and then he kept it. You guys are doing Zelos. Gold case. Let's see. I don't know my name, people. Any word on the G-Shock will release a full resin square with a Bluetooth and positive display. John, I would have to believe soon. They're spending a lot of time on the metal ones for sure. This is I need to do the video on it. I did the unboxing and I linked in the unboxing for this one and the black one over here. These are Namoki, full Namoki parts with the exception of the crystal or crystal times that Pete over at Chillin' with Watches built for me. So big props for Pete handling that and dealing with that. So full gold case, full gold bezel. This one's for my buddy Michael up in Canada, Desire 68 channel, which he's probably busy, maybe even commuting or trying to decompress from. He's having a rough time at work, but and then this one is for my buddy Dirk, who is also probably busy, but sometimes he chimes in on the live streams. But he's got his Dirk Warning is his name and his channel name. So those are for a couple of buddies of mine. That project started a long time ago. Dane, allegedly the Tron is an LE. Not allegedly, 100% the Tron is a limited edition, and I don't have numbers on it, but it is not a lot. It is not a lot of them. Let's see. Weeby says, initial impressions on the Bulova. I dig it way more than I thought. My only gripe with it, other than I think the orange strap looks really good, but it's silicone and I'm just not going to wear it on there. Other than that, my only gripe is the bezel is like there's no clickies and it's actually pretty loose feeling. And I'll show this in its video, but you can kind of see, check that out. Can you guys see that? I mean, it's really loose on there. Basically, it needs a little bit thicker gasket, I think, in there. But it's still not a deal breaker just because it has like that tricolor thing going on. It has the off-white. It's actually 4 colors, but it has just the contrast of colors just really draw me in. And then everyone calls it the surfboard, but I look at it and I see an instrument cluster on like a classic car. You have your tack and speedo, or vice versa, whichever way you want to do it. And that's how I look at it. And I love the look of it. So the buckle's fine because it's incorporated with a strap. So it's infinitely adjustable, basically. That's my main gripe with butterfly clasp is, for the most part, with the exception of like a few brands that'll have, I'm trying to think of which ones it is. Zodiac has a butterfly clasp that actually has like a spring loaded on it, so that one's pretty sweet. And then, what was the other one? I think Formex, they have like a quick adjust on their butterfly clasp. So, but I'll do a full video on that. You'll have better video and everything like that. What is this, Bob Burke? New guy, engineer, I don't know, wannabe, I don't know, his camera sucks. I have no idea what you're talking about. Dane, yeah, you want to check out the Bulova? Actually, I'll probably send it to a couple of you guys then, really, because Chris over at the Watch Lounge wants to check it out too. Quite frankly, I'm so far behind on videos. I might be able to crank out a video and then send it off, but I might send it off before the video. I'll probably do a video real quick and put it in the archives and then send it off. Any recommendations for smaller divers? Yeah, there actually seems like there's been a slew of really good small divers. The Yema is a smaller one. Yep, Casper just commented on that. I think the Yema is probably one of the top picks. So, yeah, Mako is a little bit smaller. I know some people might gripe about the extended lug to lug, basically with that center link. Zelos SF40. I'll tell you one of the top picks that not a lot of people talk about, but the reason I bring this one up and that you should really, really, really look at this, because my buddy Riley, who has a smaller wrist and he's super, super picky with watches to the point where he cycled through a ton of watches trying to find one that works for him. He has a Helson titanium 38 millimeter, and that's, I think he has maybe a couple other watches, but he pretty much wears that Helson Shark Diver 38 titanium all of the time. So smaller wrist, 38 millimeter, still kind of chunky looking, so it doesn't look diminutive. So it like looks really good on smaller wrist, but it still is a smaller watch. So I would definitely look at that. Laurier is a good one, yep. So 68 Chevy's asking about the... Ooh, Craig, if you're still listening, I just had a little bit deeper sip of that Hornitos, and I almost picked up some of the caramel-like flavor that's in the Don Julio Añejo. Yeah, this is a little sharp, so good thing it's not on the bottom of your wrist, but you can soften this up, guys. This is not a big deal to soften this up. Take a little micron paper, and you just kind of brush it over there. Maybe I'll do it. I'll see if I can find some. I know I have some, so maybe I'll show that. I know I've been talking about softening up hot spots on bracelets and stuff like that for a long time. I did talk about it on the Omega, and I definitely had to do the previous generation Omega. I did soften up. I did it for myself and I did it for another person. I softened up corners and everything with micron paper, and basically nobody would ever know. All it really does is take the edge off and polish it a bit. I haven't felt the need to do it on this one because I haven't experienced any sort of pokes or anything with this watch. So, isn't there also a smaller Omega Seamaster 300? Maybe in the older lineup. I don't know if there is in the current lineup. But yeah, I would get some micron paper, some fine sandpaper, really. I call it micron paper. Micron paper is basically, they have different coarse grades of it, but micron is typically, it's synthetic, more consistent. So you don't have any weird highs or lows when you sand. So micron is going to be more consistent. So that way when you do it, as long as you control it, it should be clean. So, but yeah, if you run your finger across there, it's sharp. It's definitely sharp. So, just like, people were, I think, complaining about this one on the forums about the bracelet coming apart. So, I'm not sure how it did it. And I think Elshon took care of it right away. So, but the bracelet feels really good on there, so I don't know. Just duct tape the bracelet. No, just clean it up, man. Everyone's afraid of, listen, even if you're going to sell the watch later on, it's something that somebody else should probably want to do anyway. You're not going to damage the watch. You're not going to ruin the value of the watch. You're going to make it better for you to wear. So, I don't know, go for it. I think sometimes people get too worried or afraid about tackling certain things, and it's just go for it. On this one, also the edges of the clasp, top and bottom, those are softer than my Omega. I think those are pretty good. I mean, you could disassemble it and clean it up, but I don't think you're going to have hot spots anywhere. You got to think about where this is going to be and what touches your skin. So I mean, like here and here, none of this really touches you very much. And then this is more of just a preference because that really doesn't touch you. So some baby thighs. Yeah, I don't know. I suppose if you're not careful, somebody could pay the price for having that a little sharp. Oh yeah. Let's see, edges where the bracelets meet. Edges where the bracelet meet. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're probably talking like right there, maybe? And right there, yeah. You could soften those up. Again, you just take the paper and just kind of round the edge. Nobody would even notice. The only person that's going to notice is you, and it's not going to be, you're going to be good. Turn off the teller. New Snoopy watch. I don't know. There's so many Snoopy watches, man. I don't know which one you're talking about. You're talking about the Omega? I don't follow that stuff, man. Hey, Michael's here. Dane's coming in with the big warning. No politics. Gonna do your sandpaper idea. I'll try to do I'll try to do a video as soon as I can. Guys, I'm like so backlogged on videos. Oh, Chaz, you ordered up did you order the white dial one? I think because they also did the blue dial one too. I assume you ordered the white dial one. So yeah, these are super cool. Awesome watches. Oh man, you guys are gonna force Dane to stomp you. You better knock it off. Let's see. At what price point for you do you accept applied markers? I don't know. I guess I've never really thought of applied markers as being a price point sort of thing, because I've looked at some expensive watches that are printed dials, and then vice versa. I've looked at some insanely inexpensive watches that had applied indices. So I don't know that that necessarily coincides with the price. So I don't know. Since Mike's here, I'm going to show him the gold. I tried to find a strap. I cannot find a strap. I can't even find any like plain 22 millimeter NATO straps. The closest thing I have is this chevron strap from Crown and Buckle, which I really liked, by the way, from doing last month watch fast with my tutor. So at some point I'll probably put this on a vulcanized rubber strap, but right now I'm enjoying it on bracelet. And check it out, it's getting scratched up, guys. Oh no. Chris, have I looked at the new Hodinkee edition Hamilton Intramatic? I can't remember, man. Don't you guys ever feel like it's like watch overload? Like you can't keep up with all of the watches? The Amish Ninja Master is sizing his bracelet on a SBDC 101, which arrived today. Which model is the SBDC 101? Somebody else asked me about it, or was that you? There's a new titanium Scurfa too. What the heck, man? There's a ton of watches I'm not finding. Man, guys. Oh, it's the okay. So it's the newer 62 MA. Well, hold on a second. Bear with me 1 second. So it's like one of these, but a different colorway, and it has a bracelet, right? This is a watch that Amen sent in. There's no bracelet on this one, obviously, but I think this is basically what you mean. It's essentially one of these. So, which I still need to do the video on this and get it back to him. This is a killer watch, and I really like this new strap. Do not sell. This has like really rich brown, coppery brown dial on it. This is such a cool watch. I need to do the video on it ASAP. Yeah, there's some. I could see like where people would, kind of put this up against like a Tudor Black Bay 58. Yeah, what is it with the metal keeper? This one's smaller, but it's still, I don't know. Maybe because it's smaller, it'd be all right. So, Kevin, you want to see the Seiko against the? You want to see these two? The Omega is going to look large compared to it. It's close to the lug to lug. I mean, it's 50 millimeter on the Omega, but it's a 42 millimeter watch. I mean, it's both great watches. I mean, most of these newer Seiko that are like this are like $1,000, whereas these are retail $5,200. You're probably going to pick it up for about $4. It's just next level, and the bracelets are like solid. It's. Let's see. Hey Rob, Bruce got his Grail VC Overseas 45. What's your Grail, and when you plan to buy it? I already had my Grail. I bought my Grail a long time ago. It was gifted to me. This guy right here. I'm all set. I'm done. Game over, right? Oh man, I'm gonna have to wear this. I think like November 1st, I'm gonna have to wear this. I've been avoiding picking it up. Hey Rob, what blue dial watch is in the back? All the way in the back. This is my Tudor Black Bay 41. No, I think the watch fast, going back to back is I don't want to say it's tough, but I'll be done at the end of October. I'll be done, so I'll be mixing it up again. So I will. I'm wearing this one, no problem. All of October, no problem, but I'll be ready to switch up. Yeah, I know quite a few people that are actually looking at the Omega Speedmasters. Quite frankly, I think that's probably no watch November. No, Mike, I won't be doing no. I might go back to my old ways where basically I would put a watch on and I'd wear it for about 2 or 3 days and then I'd switch up again. You gotta think, I have this watch I bought and I have not worn because this came in right before I did the Tudor thing. And then I have the Bulova I have not worn. I haven't worn any of my other G-Shocks in a while. The Orange Monster hasn't been worn. I'm trying to think of what else. I bought another watch today, and it's kind of an expensive watch. So when that comes in, I won't be able to wear it for the entire month. There you go, Steve. Now, I can't really do a good close up when I'm doing it live. There's a lot of rendering and all that other stuff and buffering and everything like that. So you'll have to wait for the actual video of this to be able to get a good look at it. But it does have sapphire crystal, and it has a really cool chronograph in it. Quartz, obviously, but awesome watch. I think I paid like $350 or just under $350 for it or something like that. Picked it up from Joma Shop. They sent me these stickers. Pretty cool. I'm going to send these stickers over to my buddy Brad. Let's see. GTC 77. Do you ever get slightly burnt out sometimes where nothing excites you? Yes. That happens. It legit happens. I get burned out. But then something weird like that. For example, that I was kind of burned out, right? And then I, for some reason, spotted this, and I was like, I gotta have that. I want to see that. So I bought that, right? So there's always watches that'll just randomly pop up, and they'll pull you back in. And yeah, Dane, I'm kind of burned out on Seiko, but I still really like that Willard, and I want the green dial Willard. I love these new smaller issue ones like these, but I just feel like it's going to be too small for me on wrist for my preference after wearing like the Tudor and the Omega. Now, obviously, it looks fine on my wrist, but you got to remember, it's to me, it's I don't know how to explain it other than like, I drive a full size 1-ton van all day long. It'd be like jumping out of that van and then jumping in like a little Ford Festiva or something. Something's not right. It doesn't work. It's hard for me to jump out of a size watch that I like and that most of my watches are, and then jump into a smaller watch. I have a hard time making that transition. So I know I could do it with a Willard, but these ones I really like the way they look. But I also like offset crowns and everything. If I'm gonna have a Seiko, I kind of want the offset crown for one. Same way like if I'm gonna have a Tudor, I want the snowflake hands, and if I'm gonna have an Omega, I want a 300 professional. You know, um, you know, there's certain things I want when you're looking at watches. But I keep an open mind too. Let's see. What do I think about the Seiko Mini Turtle? I think they're a great watch. That's a little bit smaller watch, and it works for a lot of people with a lot of different wrist size. And then they kind of dropped it. I don't think they're putting out any new models, so that line's probably going to drop. GTC has a teal Kamasu on the way. That's pretty cool. I'd like to see that. I don't think I've ever handled that color. Oh yeah, Skinny Pappy. That's a good point, and I have done that too. You're right. That's a really good point. You get burned out on watches and stuff like that. Hey Casper, thanks for stopping by. So you can flip it up and buy some straps. Like I just ordered a couple of really nice leather straps in 22 millimeter size, and they're going to be for like my Tudor and stuff like that from my buddy Eric over at EA Leather Goods. And then I ordered, you just order straps, or buy a really expensive watch because you waited too long and then they discontinued it. So throwback to 90s. Anyone here wear their watch where the dial is on the inside of your wrist, the old man style? I think that's old man style. I've seen a lot of military folks wearing it that way, but Chip Gaines from the TV show down in Waco, Texas, or whatever, where they remodel homes, he wears it that way. No, I don't, but maybe some other people do. CFZ, good question. Rob, when the time comes to service your Orange Monster, would you be okay with a movement swap, or would you rather have its movement serviced? I will find a watchmaker that I like. So far, it's been, I forget his name, but the guy that Bruce uses out in Salt Lake City. I would contact him. I would set it up. I would probably, yeah, I don't know. I would maybe even go do a site visit, but I would prefer him or the watchmaker to do a complete overhaul of the movement that's in it. I know that seems kind of silly to do with a Seiko because you could just swap it and move on, but I think I would try to have it serviced, you know. Let's see. Somebody asked, what do I think about the Steinhardt Ocean Red Vintage? I think a lot of the Steinhardt watches look great. They're well built for the most part, and but I don't own any of the Steinhardt. They're just not my favorite though. So that's I don't have a problem with them though. Unique 3 experience. We've talked about that. I've actually made a video on that. Like I call it your house is on fire type watch, which actually happened to me once. So if you had to evacuate your house in a rapid fashion, which watch would you grab? Well, I mean, that's why we keep most of our watches in the watch box. You just grab the whole darn watch box, right? But the reality is, you know, in fantasy land, and you did have time to go grab one, I'm grabbing my Orange Monster. Yeah, but we're just talking like hypothetically, right? So, Chris with a super chat. Hey Rob, what do you think of the Speedy Pro Hesalite? I think that is a great watch, and I know a lot of the purists like it, but if I were going to buy one, I would get the Sapphire Sandwich just because Sapphire. And I mean, I'm pretty easy on my watches, but I don't want to deal with scratched up crystals and stuff. Best watch for 800 bucks. Wow. That's a really broad question. I don't know. I think for a diver, you could probably get into a Christopher Ward. If you're talking new or used, is going to depend. But yeah, 800 bucks should be able to get you into a nice Christopher Ward for sure. C60 or the C65, Craig says, yeah, for sure. Yeah, pre-owned Manta, you might be able to get in for 800. You can definitely get into some pretty cool Seikos for 800. I don't know that that's a best. Like you can't. I don't like to be backed into a corner, right? And say like, okay, you have to pick one watch, and this is the price category. Like I don't operate that way. I have to like operate within a spectrum, and then look at those models or in your price range, and then decide, basically on there. Craig is saying the new 60 C, the Christopher Ward C65 has a screw down crown. I suspected they were going to do that because that world timer they did, that one had the screw down crown, and then once I noticed they did it on that one, I just assumed they were going to do it on all of them, which is cool. But I don't know that I'm going to buy any more Christopher Wards. I think they have to make some changes, and they are making changes, right, with some of the change up of management and everything like that. But I think they need to do authorized dealer in the States. Chris again with super chat. Second gen Sumo is the best value under 800. Again, yes and no. I think yes on paper that makes sense. I 100% agree with you. But I don't own a Sumo, and the reason I don't own a Sumo is because I think it's like too big on my wrist, and I know guys with smaller wrists than I have wearing the Sumo with no problem, but it's all personal preference. So Kevin Paul's checking in. He's late. What did you miss? Nothing. We just been all kind of Just waiting for you to show up, Kev. Yeah, the Sumo has a beautiful case, but honestly, I think like the new Willard and even these new releases and stuff like that, the sharpness of the brushing to the polishing is like it's on point, man. Like it is really close to the finishing of the Sumo. Yeah, the Yama works. I mean, you have to like the Yama though. You can't force yourself to like that Yama. Oh yeah, who said that? Where was that? Let me see. Somebody said something about basically a gilded dial mark. I'm assuming you're meaning what I'm thinking of the Black Bay 58 colorway on the Captain Willard. I assume you mean like the gilded, much like this. Basically, give us a Willard that is like this. Yeah. Oh yeah. I would be all over that. I mean, I like the green one, but you give me that dial and handset basically on a Willard. Yes, 100% all day. Chris, super chat again, asking, would you ever buy a Grand Seiko spring drive or high beat? No. I don't want to say never because I honestly never thought I would be buying watches like these, honestly. But so, yeah, I mean, Grand Seiko absolutely could be in the future, but like as of today, if you're saying, hey, Rob, would you buy a Grand Seiko right now? Tell me right now, would you buy a Grand Seiko? No, I'm not going to buy a Grand Seiko. I would buy another Tudor. I would buy a Rolex. I would buy an Omega. There's a lot of other. I'd buy some Oris maybe or something. Grand Seiko's not on my radar. Yeah, Dane and a few other people all have like spring drive snowflakes, and yeah, they're pretty killer. So, Mark, would you buy the $8,000 G-Shock? No, not today. I wouldn't. Who knows what the future holds? Mario G, what would you get for 2,500 bucks? 2,500 bucks. I think you can get some good Tudor. I mean, I bought those new at the AD, so it was like 3 almost. So, but you could get those for 25. Man, there's once you get up in that $2,500 range, there's some killer watches out there. Yeah, you get a Marine Master under 25. You can get them. The last few I've had on here were like 1,800 bucks, something like that. You could get a Marine Master. Yeah, 2,500 bucks. 2,500 bucks. You could get the previous generation CMAX. Actually, if you're savvy enough, you could score one of these for 2,500 bucks. Or like Craig said, a used Railmaster, some different Omega you could pick up for 2,500 bucks. Yeah, Tennessee Mike. There's some killer German watches out there for $2,500. Yeah, you start getting up in the $2,500 range, and you have some like serious top tier watches. I think that are like easily worth it. Hamilton Khaki Mechanical, best Swiss under 900. Yeah, so pretty much all of those more entry level brands in the Swatch group. So like the Hamiltons, the Tissot's, oh man, I'm gonna forget some. There's some really good like entry level brands in the Swatch lineup that are just killer value watches. Uh, There is no best watch. Kevin, you don't think you could pick up a Seamaster 300, a new one for 2,500 bucks? Kevin, I might have to take you on that. I bet you I could find one for 2,500 bucks. It's going to be beat to hell, and it's going to be gaudy looking, probably the worst colorway, whatever it is. But I bet you I could find one. How much it cost you to get the GMW B5000? What is that? That's like this one, right? One of these. Shoot, I don't remember. They're like 300, 350, something like that. Yeah, Kevin, you get the Zin U50 for under 2,500. Kevin, 3K and some change for used ones. Man, I said you'd have to be savvy and you have to be Johnny on the spot, but I'm telling you, I'm going to stand by this. You can get one of these, not this one. You could get one of these newer Omegos for 2,500 bucks. I know you guys think I'm full of it, but I'm telling you, it can happen. You're seeing this weird price gap right now where like these newer ones versus the previous generation ones, the previous gen, whatever we're going to call it, are actually climbing in price. Those ones are like the $2,500 range now, right? Shoot, maybe even up to 3K. And then these guys, used, yeah, you're probably going to be like 3, but I'm telling you, someone's going to be in a jam, they're going to be in a spot, and they're going to put it up for 3K, and no one's going to be buying it because of whatever's happening. And then somebody's going to say, I'll give you 2,500 bucks for it. And that guy's going to go like, screw it, whatever, take it. I'm telling you, that stuff happens. Yeah, that's what you got to look for, Kevin. You got to look for desperation. You got to look for someone that takes crappy photos and doesn't put any effort towards selling and stuff like that, and then just exploit that and just be like, hey man, you want it gone? I'm willing to take a risk, but I'm giving you 2,500 bucks. That's it. I wouldn't do it because I don't like to take that risk. See, Dustin just chiming in. He's late. Terry's chiming in late. Everyone's chiming in late. Last gen 300M GMT sleeper watch. Yeah, there's some. Yeah, there's a lot of fakes. You got to be careful of that for sure. So there's a ton of different like previous generation of the Seamaster 300s, GMTs like the Great Whites, and then there's even some weird like I don't remember what it was called, but it had like 5 dots like in the center right here. I don't remember what it was called, but it had like 5 dots like in the center part here where the Omega would be, and they actually fill in. I don't think it was a chronograph. Maybe it was. So, but it was something. I remember Clayton showed it. Yeah, is it a yacht timer or something? I guess I don't know. The Omega did a crazy amount of weird models of the Seamaster. Ooh, Sands of Time. Best open back decorated movement watch under 600. I don't know that you're going to get a decorated movement under 600. You know, you could jump into the used and you could get, now I think open back, I would go manual wind. I would say forget about automatics. Then you're going to look at manual. Now you could go super cheap and go get a Seagull, because then that's kind of decorated. It's fun to look at anyway. Or you could look at maybe a used Weiss watch. I think you can pick those up for around 600 bucks maybe. And that's going to have a display case back with their caliber, whatever movement on the back. Something about a Citizen Courageous blue dial. I don't remember that. Got my first metal G-Shock Square. Even better than I was expecting. Yeah, they're awesome. The Nova is about 900 and decorated. I'm not sure what the Nova is. Bill Carey's here. Bell and Ross. Yes. There's a ton of watches out there, man. There's a ton of watches. Let's see. Yes. Hamilton Field Mechanical. What do you have, Dane, that's being serviced? You got something that's being serviced? The Glycine Airman has a display back? I don't remember seeing one with a display. Is there a manual wine Glycine Airman with a display back? That would be kind of cool. There are some really cool, Pierce, you bring that up. There are some really cool like quartz movements that could easily have a display case back, I think. And some do. What do I think about the Hamilton Frogman Blue? I haven't checked them out. Those are pretty cool though. Yeah, Tennessee Mike. I forgot about Laco actually. Pretty affordable and manual wine and display case back. There you go. Tennessee Mike, 100%. And you can get them like pretty cheap, especially on the used. Oh no, Kevin, you got it back though. Kevin says he had his Tudor Black Bay GMT in for service because it had the date window issue. Seems to be fixed. So hopefully that is fixed now for you. Keep us posted if it does anything weird. Dane in with a micro brand option. The Zelos. Go find a full skeleton Zelos Sky Raider. So you're going to see decoration from the top and the bottom. Pretty cool. Yeah, I did that. I was messing around with some stuff, and this guy kept on falling over, so I just threw him up there. And I originally just set him there, and then I'm like, oh, it'll look kind of cool if I just kind of arced him over and made it look like he's like dropped out or something like that. When I go down, so I'm going down near where Dane lives, near the Sarasota area for Christmas, and he has like a killer watch collection. I should like bring my gear and my lights and like kick Dane out of the room and just run through his collection and record like as many videos as I can to like stockpile. I don't know if he'd let me do it, but Dustin, is the orange monster for sale? No, 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 no. This is nope. Dane says nope. Oh, Dane, you gotta let me video like a couple of them. This guy here, no. This is the one and only one. So, oh, without you in the room, I guess you could be there, but you got to be quiet because I get weird. I tried to do a video once with a friend that visited. He brought me his Seiko Shogun, so for me to video, and he was kind of standing off to the side, and I tried to do a video, and I'm like, I can't do it with you standing there. You got to like go away. Dan likes to watch. Cube, is a Tissot PRS 200 any good? Is it considered luxury? That's actually a really killer watch. I just had one, I think, on the video. Yeah, that's it, Dane. I'll be like making the video, and you'll be like, no, 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 that's not it. Like, and you come over and you'll see Dane's hand in here. Look right here. This is this. I can already see it now. He's gonna just, which would be kind of fun too, I guess. Fine, fine. Just don't touch anything. Oh, I got that. What did I do with it? Oh, hold on, Dane. I know what I gotta do. I can't touch any of Dane's watches, so I have to use this. I'll be like, this is Dane's watch here. He said I can't touch it. So this is, and obviously they're all going to be Zellos. So this is Dane's Zello, Dane's Zellos, all that stuff. So I can use this, right, Dane? My pointer. And no, I can't drive the Celine. I don't need to drive it. I can just ride in it. Wear gloves. I am not wearing gloves. I wear gloves. You know why? I won't wear gloves because I wear gloves all day at work. If I didn't wear gloves at work, guys, I know some people probably bitch about my hands, but my hands would be destroyed. But I wear gloves all day at work. The prop has the white gloves. Rock the watches here. Is this so comparable to the Omega? Only in the same sense that they're owned by the Swatch Group as a main company owner. So, but no, they don't. Omega's nicer, and it should be. It's a lot more money. Hankook, I have looked at pictures of the new blue Willard, and maybe one day I will actually see one. But obviously, I haven't handled one yet. I don't think anyone's handled one yet. So, the white glove thing, I get it. Like maybe some people just don't want to like show their hands. Maybe their hands are nicked up, or maybe it's in preference to not smudging things up. So I get it. I don't have a problem with the glove thing. I do watch some videos where guys wear gloves. It doesn't distract or bother me. It's just I think it's not my thing. I'm not going to wear gloves. So. Oh, dang. You're going to do a state of the collection? Yeah. I should probably do... I might have to do one soon, too. Maybe. Thoughts on the Seiko Flightmaster? Great iconic watch. Bobby Legs wears one white glove. It seems like most of the videos I watch of Bobby, it's like him just talking or live or something like that. I haven't watched a ton of his videos where he does the watch. So yeah, Dane, I think you sent that here. Didn't I think I sold that one for you? Let's see, Rock the Watch just got a Breitling Super Ocean 42 white dial. That's awesome. That is cool. That is a really good looking watch. Yeah, Rock the Watch. That is awesome. I think, do you have an Instagram? I think you have an Instagram. Maybe I follow it. Yeah, Bobby Legs, I'm in. All those guys going live. They do such good live shows. Well, Chris with a super chat and then the Trump 2020. So now I'm conflicted. He said no politics, but he paid me. Ah, man, that's a tough call. Yeah, so I think I follow you on the Instagram Rock the Watch. So I'll check it out there. The Citizen Blue Angels is an awesome watch. I like those too. Oh, and your YouTube channel. I think I sub you. I must sub you. $2. Bobby, yeah, it was $2. $2 Canadian, and then he's posting up for Trump. That's funny. Man, I must sub your channel too. Do you got a lot of watch videos? MJ, does Maverick ever come in these chats? You talk about the Maverick, the watch review guy. I don't ever see him unless he has like a different username that maybe he comes in. But I don't know what his feelings are with me. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I know he kind of went off on Bruce and I at one point. He was pretty nasty to me. He called me the window licker of the the watch video review channels. So whatever that is, I guess I'll take that. I guess I'm a window licker. Yeah, watch drama, how silly. So yeah, it's. I mean, you guys know how I am. I don't really play into any of that stuff. So Maverick on Top Gun, yeah. Are we going to see the Horizons 39 millimeter 12-hour field? What watch is that? The King Mantra Turtle. Please, some thoughts. You want to talk about this? I think this is another really good model. I really like the blue dial on it. When I did the close-ups on it, you can look at it and it almost looks like kind of like a oil painting sort of. I mean, it's pretty cool. So. Let's see, titanium G-Shock Square worth it? Thanks. I think so. I think a lot of people would say that they're not really worth the $1,600 or $1,700. I think they're up to $1,700 now. I would say, yeah, $1,700 is a bit of a reach. I don't think a whole lot of people are paying $1,700 for it. So, and I suspect G-Shock's gonna make more titanium ones. They're not gonna just die with this. You know, there's the black one, there's the original camo one, then there's this blue one. I would like to see some other variations of it. I think they're definitely worth like if you can get a discount and get them down closer to like 14, maybe 13, 14, I think that's a good spot for them. I think 17's, ouch. That's a hard pill to swallow for a G-Shock, right? Yeah, exactly. The Furion, 100% the case. I mean, if you look at my G-Shock collection right now, I might have a couple of plastic ones, but the rest of them are the metal, like the steel ones. So I have the gold one, this one, and then the Tron, and then I have a couple of titaniums. That's the type of person that is going to have the titanium. And then, you might have sub collections where you might have guys that had a bunch of the resin ones and then didn't really care for these for whatever reason, the steel ones, but then the titanium come out. So I'm sure there's a ton of guys out there with whatever titanium one they put out, they'll probably buy every single one of them. And it might be just for the love of the brand, the love of the hobby, or it might just be there's a lot of people out there with extra money or expendable cash and they like to throw it at their hobby. So, Manta or Christopher Ward? I think it's going to depend on the model. I could go. There's certain Mantas I prefer over Wards, and there's certain Wards. Christopher Ward's, they're not really publicizing it, and I wish their marketing department, their company they hire that does their marketing, would actually work with me and some other channels, if not me, at least other channels better, because that's where the hobby likes to view their watches are on these YouTube videos. They have some really cool new like field type watches out, and I don't see any videos of them. I just recorded one of I think I actually just released it this afternoon. So there's ones just like that. It's the smaller 38 millimeter light catcher case with the fixed bezel, but they have different dials and handsets and everything like that. And they're really good looking watches. And I don't think there's any videos of them. Mario, I thought about it. I thought about checking out the Christopher Ward super compressor. I think I'm just going to wait. Again, their marketing department needs to get a hold of me. I've reached out to them a couple times and they're intermittent with getting back to me. So I'm kind of done trying to get a hold of them. So if they want to send a watch over to share with my audience, then the ball's in their court. They need to take advantage of it because I don't charge anything for it, and they get the watch. I don't get to keep the watch. Like, send the watch. You're getting free advertising from it. Chris with some Canadian loot. The Manta Ray is so sweet. What you think of Bruce's new VC? I think it was a great choice. I take VC over Patek or AP. That watch, I don't know if you guys have ever researched that watch that Bruce just bought. It is a lot of money. It's like $20,000. But that thing is killer. Like, if you're at that level and you're buying at that level, that watch is ridiculously cool. I don't see myself ever being at that $20,000 level, but who knows? Maybe. I mean, I highly doubt it, but I think it's awesome that Bruce picked it up and how he did it and where he did it, and he got the blue one. So that is the very difficult one to get. And that watch right there is another one of those, much like a lot of other high-end brands. Yeah, Craig, listen, it does have the butterfly clasp, but again, do some research on that bracelet. There's more going on with that bracelet. That is a very slick watch. They did some trick stuff with it. Yeah, hopefully he keeps that long enough that if I ever get out there to visit him, or if he comes out here to visit or something like that, hopefully I get to see it. Oh, I haven't checked out the brown one. I'll have to get online and look that up. I'm afraid to look at watches at that price point because I've already looked at, like, say, just, I know it's cliche, but I've already even kind of looked at like a Rolex Submariner No Date, like the newer ones, and I'm like, well, I mean, it's 10 grand, I could probably get on the list. It looks cool. I don't want to spend 10 grand on a watch. So I have to like talk myself back out of it. I'm like, stop looking at that, you dummy, or, I got to stay around on the high end. I'm spending like 3 grand all the way up to 4. That's way too much. And I go cyclical too. I mean, you don't know with me. I might get jerky and sell, the Tudor Black Bay and this Seamaster and whatever, and go back to just buying Zelos Microbrand and the super affordable stuff and some more G-Shocks. You never know with me. I might flip a switch and be like, all right, it's time to wipe everything out and start over. Kevin, I would like to see a Visitor Linden next. All right. Well, let me tell you what. Let me hit up the owner. I forget his name. Dang it. I'm so bad with names. Kevin, let me hit up the owner of Visitor and see if he can send me one. I don't know if he has any inventory or something like that. So I could probably get one. Terry says, I remember when $500 was your limit. Well, $500 was never really my limit. It was my comfort zone. It was my sweet spot. It was my happy place. And I think that that constantly adjust, right? We go up this ladder sometimes, and I know I'm the first one to say you don't have to go up that ladder. I mean I have, but you can go back down that ladder too. And I've done that many times. I went up the ladder a little bit, and then I was like, well, this is too high. I'm going back down. So I think as long as you're still on the ladder, whether you're going up or down, you're still in the hobby and you're on that ladder and you're having fun, that's fine. Somebody asked, Chris asked if the Frost Monster is for sale. The Frost Monster is just to mess with people. I had it all day, or on the entire video for my Sunday sale thing, and everybody thinking that I was going to pick it up and talk about it for sale. I think I'm going to call that the Troll Monster. I think I'm going to be passive aggressive about the Frost Monster now. It's, I don't know if it's for sale. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. We're going to call it the Troll Monster from now on. So, because I'm just going to randomly place it in videos and everyone's going to be like, whoa, I want that Frost Monster. We'll see. We'll see what happens with it. All right, guys, I went over an hour. I'm done. I'm beat. I got to still make an unboxing video for tomorrow morning. So thanks for watching. I'm going to close you out with best steel bezel watch. Kevin, best steel bezel watch. Best steel bezel watch. Kevin, I think you're talking about dive watches. Steel dive watch bezels. I kind of like Breitling for that one. I think I'm going to go with Breitling on that one. But let me close you out with a little bit of lume. There you go, guys. I'll see you on the next vid. Thanks for joining me.